Oh, that was something that I tweeted to Josh Potter, because he tweets, well, it's clear who wins this one, and then it's like, for acting, Michael Jordan beats LeBron, and I'm like, I disagree strongly.
Yeah.
Like, LeBron has done acting classes.
Right.
Jordan got paid a lot of money to show up and play basketball against people in green suits.
Yeah, and then he went and he played basketball for 8 more hours with the best on the planet.
Yeah, and then I tweeted him, I'm like, yeah, well, I wonder if Don Cheadle's back is okay from carrying that whole fucking movie, because he really did.
Oh, yeah. That was Cheeds. That was the Cheeds.
Give it up for the Cheeds.
That's why we had to review this movie.
Yes.
I didn't want to, but then Don Cheadle just was so exceptional.
Oh, so exceptional. Let's get into it then.
Let's do it.
What's up? What's happening?
No, I'm playing different music. Fuck you. Oh, it just disconnects. Great.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
I fucked it up.
Yeah, you
I thought
did.
I was going to knock it out.
I'm letting you sit in that, because I sit in this. I can't believe it. It's got it connected.
I got to get that timing right. That could be really cool, man. If we throw in Welcome to the Dance Floor, boys, right when the beat drops.
I like doing it
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Yes,
as it ends. It's a good period on the end of the sentence, and it's like we're getting the show started.
Guess what this movie was, dude?
What was it?
Welcome to the dance floor, boys. Welcome to the dance floor, boys. Welcome to the dance floor, boys. Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
In other words, what we're reviewing today on DMT Reviews is Space Jam 2.
No, it's called Algae Rhythm.
Algae Rhythm.
That's what the movie's called.
That's really what it should have been called.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Into the serververse.
I love how, Don Cheadle's got nominated for an Emmy that just like blew his mind, not in like a positive, whoa, like why? Like that was his reaction. And then probably one of the biggest movies he's ever done is now Space Jam 2. I don't think that's what he intended when he took this. Like, I think he was like, this will be fun. I'll work with LeBron, whatever. I'll get paid a shit ton of money. Fun times, yeah. And now people are like, this is Don Cheadle's defining role.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
That would be devastating if you said that to his face. Don, I mean, War Machine, I mean, Crash, I mean, Black Monday, House of Lies. You have a storied career. But Space Jam 2 was your finest hour, your shining performance.
I don't think someone has ever embraced and encapsulated a role as well as Don Cheadle in the role of Algae Rhythm.
Algae Rhythm.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about it. Because he definitely went above and beyond. He acted off of a green screen the whole movie.
Whole time.
It was only on green screen. Mm-hmm. I bet he shot this whole thing in a week.
Yeah, for sure. Easy money. I mean, does he own the movie? Yeah. Does he basically set up what defines a great villain from here on out? Yeah, he does. But with as little effort as possible, with as much swag as a guy can bring to a role.
Algae
What more
Rhythm.
can I say?
Algae Rhythm,
Who's
baby.
the basketball player in it? I forgot his name. I've been so focused on Don Cheadle, who should also be in the NBA after seeing this movie. Oh, my God.
Oh, it was Chauncey Billups.
Dude, I wish. Chauncey should get a fucking Space Jam.
Do you really
Yeah,
think Chauncey should have a
1000%.
Space Jam?
It's kind of a bummer, though. He's coaching the Blazers.
Really?
Yeah, he just got hired. Which,
Well,
good for him.
let's
He
get,
got a head coaching job.
Let's get a Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Kupo.
Space Jam.
He should,
Which,
dude.
speaking of, you're wearing Suns colors. They lost.
Yeah, they did. Big time,
You
time.
called it hashtag Bucks and Six.
Bucks and Six, dude. All of Milwaukee did. And
It was pretty funny because that was what was going on. I was at work and Badgers is right there, and Badgers, for listeners, is an entirely Wisconsin sports themed bar. And so they got Packer shit everywhere, Badger shit everywhere, hence the name. And then so it was just packed full of a bunch of cheeseheads cheering for the Bucks, and I just kept hearing through the wall, Bucks and Six, Bucks and Six, Bucks and Six. And I was just like, man, there's no business going on right now. I just want to go over there and feel that electricity, be in that environment.
Too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a lame, shit, they like blew him out. No, it was like close. Giannis dropped 50. Oh, anyway. We'll talk about it on DMT, but
yeah, we got guests who can elaborate.
We got to talk
further.
about a basketball game that scored over 1,000 points for both
style
teams.
points,
Oh,
Jack.
Christ. Dog
Now,
ball.
when was the last time you saw the first Space Jam?
Sooner than I think, I would say. I would guess probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I was going to watch it right afterward, and I was like, I can't watch
You can't take it.
I can't do 5 hours of Space Jam. No
All right.
way, no
Okay.
way.
So, and I got my head bit off by Colin and Tanner. I'm calling you guys out for this shit. I go off on a little bitty rant about the first Space Jam. And the fact of the matter is that movie makes no fucking sense and has no fucking business being called Space Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they're going against aliens, but Marvin the Martian's an alien. That's true. You know? But then,
Doesn't take place in space.
Where it takes place, essentially, is at the core of the Earth.
Exactly.
So it should be called a core jam,
Yeah.
if anything. You know, or just Looney Tunes jam. Come on. But, like, yeah.
Looney Tunes
So,
Back in Action starring Brendan Fraser.
yeah. God. What a misfire.
I love that movie.
Steve Martin is outrageous in that
so
movie.
much, yeah.
I remember I was like in and out of sleep while you guys were watching it at the house one time, and I woke up to just see Steve Martin popping off, and I'm like, ugh, I'm going to my room.
Can't deal with
I
this.
can't handle that. That is like so much energy that it just gave me anxiety with those stupid glasses and that mustache.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
The most anxious I've felt watching a movie in a while. You know, I mean, like, there's movies that made me feel anxious. I mean, like Midsummer, that's an anxiety fest all the way through without really much of a scary payoff. I mean, Cheaty just gets his head smashed with a hammer by a naked guy. That's about
Cheaty?
it. Yeah, Cheaty.
Cheaty, no!
Yeah.
Damn.
Spoiler alert.
William Jackson Harper should get way more roles.
He's gonna.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Believe it.
All the good place.
But
All
it's
the
so
good place.
funny seeing him play that character in Midsummer versus Cheaty. Because he is like so not. He's
not a
he's like a
philosopher.
It dude.
Yeah.
He's just a regular dude. He's not a nerd. He's not a blurred.
A blurred.
Yeah. But no, so I remember it was like 5 or 6 years ago, being in Target, and I saw it like for $5. They had the Space Jam DVD. I'm like, oh my God, Space Jam. I haven't seen Space Jam in so long.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I'm like, I should get my money back. Because it was nowhere near as good as I remember it when I was a kid.
Okay.
When you're a kid, it's one of those movies that is just tainted with nostalgia. It encapsulated a moment in time,
Sure.
which was 1996. Height of Michael Jordan. I mean, Looney Tunes are always big, but I mean, it just captured a moment in time. And that's why to this day, people swear to God it's a great movie when it is garbage.
See, I love
And-
I love Space Jam. I think the OG is better than this one for the exact reason that you've said. Okay, for the reason that was a moment in time, right?
Okay.
Michael Jordan.
Well,
was
for that reason alone, then yes, it is a superior film.
versus
But
this one
for
very
all the
clearly-
mechanics and acting and story and plot elements,
sure.
everything in Space Jam 1 does not make sense.
and also okay, I'll give this some
Not limited to the fact that Michael Jordan and his family live in a regular 2-story suburban fucking house.
Of course they do.
No,
Come on.
like LeBron's house looked like a real LeBron James kind of
Dude,
house.
Michael Jordan is the most grounded human being. Unbelievable. I will say, I watched the first 4 episodes of The Last Dance after watching Space Jam 2. I was like that because I watched the finals. So I was in the basketball mood. And we witnessed greatness in the finals this year. Just saying. Watched Space Jam. I watched Space Jam 2. Wanted to watch Space Jam 1. Didn't want to watch too much Space Jam. I thought
You didn't want to get jammed out.
And 3, I mean, as you know, I had just about the worst 48 hours one could imagine via stomach issues. So what else are you going to do but rewatch for the 4th or 5th time Michael Jordan's story? You know what I mean?
True, Jack. So you're telling me that the past 48 hours you felt like...
That's all I was doing, too. But here's... And I say all this to say, this is why... I don't know. The first Space Jam is so interesting to me because it was like Michael Jordan is this transcendent, amazing. He won 3 in a row. He had gone to play baseball, and they're like, let's do this movie. And he's like, sure, whatever. And it was...
Well, first, let's do this commercial. Because it's based off an Air Jordan commercial. They based a movie off of a commercial and then turned that movie into a longer feature-length commercial for shit.
LeBron has based his entire life on Michael Jordan.
They outrageously plug everything that Jordan sponsors. Hanes were prominent, you know? And, I mean... I don't dislike that movie, but it is a garbage movie mechanically and story-wise. And Jordan, like, bless his soul, because I'm sure he has like horrible flashback nightmares to the color green. Like he's triggered like a bull, like a Chicago Bull to the color green. I mean, sure, the Celtics, of course, that was already tainted the color. But being on that green screen playing basketball, fake basketball against people in green morph suits, dude.
He stretched his arm out real far.
Yeah.
Come on. You remember that. You saw it.
Yeah, because I guess tune physics, it goes both ways.
No, he did that in real life,
But let me get back to the flaw of the title.
No, please, go ahead.
Is that the game itself, they fucking bit my head off. I'm like, it doesn't take place in space. And they're like, yes, it does. They were in space. They were in Moron Mountain. And I'm like, no, they fucking weren't.
Yep.
And I looked it up. And I'm going to fucking show it to Tanner. I'm just going to rub it in his face. I'm like, hey, it takes place at Toon Stadium, fuckface. That's at the center of the earth, fuckface. I know Space Jam better than you, fuckface.
Another thing about 1 versus 2, and I think they intentionally did this in 2, so I'll give them some props for like trying to be different. But it like, I don't know, what made me really love the first one was like it was just a Looney Tunes movie with Michael Jordan and basketball reality.
Yeah.
This definitely was like the tunes are involved because it's Space Jam.
Yeah, it didn't feel like Bugs was that big of a picture, you know.
Not really. I mean, they were all there for sure. They felt like the dwarves in The Hobbit. You know, that's what they felt like. Yeah,
honestly.
Just like they needed to be there.
Honestly, I felt like Granny had a bigger part than Bugs.
Yeah, Granny's
Jesus,
a bit of a hoe.
Granny.
She's feisty now. I mean,
she's got Matrix moves.
The number of adult jokes that were in this that were like not subtle and like weirdly timed blew my mind. Okay, because this is clearly a child's movie. I don't remember exactly. I just remember like several times through the movie going like, "Wow,
whoa,
oh, okay." I mean, like, haha, kind of, but like, really. I mean, I'm supposed to be watching this with a 6-year-old. It's weird that I'm watching it alone at 25. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. That might be for me, but this is not who the movie is for.
Yeah, and some of the references they made were to movies that absolutely no kids should be watching.
Mad Max, The Matrix, fucking Game of Thrones, which there were a couple others for sure.
And then like Casablanca and Citizen Kane, like the classics that the kids definitely would never have heard of.
It was like right when they showed up in Mad Max, I was like,
that was my favorite scene.
Oh, it was that one legitimately made me smile.
Laugh. That one made me laugh really hard.
The assembly of the tunes was the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah,
sure.
And that's the only part that I'm like, okay, now this one's more of a space jam because they're in cyberspace, going from movie planet to movie planet, and Marvin the Martian
Space Jam.
See, they didn't have a Space Jam song. They didn't even try to remix or get new features on the Space Jam song.
Another thing I'll give some credit to LeBron for, because you know me, since he's gone to LA, I've become a rather anti-LeBron figure, right? You know, I've gone on the record saying, Giannis said it great. Giannis is like, he was basically, you know, stay in the same place, didn't need to go buy a championship, did it the right way. This feels as good as it's ever felt. I tagged Kevin Durant immediately after seeing that, said, take notes, dude. And LeBron, I should have as well. That being said, LeBron called himself out. I know he didn't write it, right? But he definitely got
there was a lot of self-aware humor.
Very much like, he can't stay loyal to his city. All right, that's pretty funny. He's like kind of buying chance. Okay, but then it's annoying because then you're like, he knows what he's doing. He knows his own behavior.
Jack, he's LeBron James. He's the first basketball billionaire ever.
It's true.
It was because of this movie. This movie put him up over
LeBron James has gone on record saying DMT Don't Miss This Podcast, Reviews, not the main one, he still won't listen, but Reviews is his favorite podcast on the air, right? I got to tell you, LeBron, I love you. I do. What you are for sports, unbelievable. You're the best in the league. Well, Giannis just kind of did some Jokic. But anyway, amazing. Undeniably the best in the past 20 years, for sure. Come on, man. Come to Denver. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to be like this, do it. Go to every team and win them a championship.
That'd be pretty neat.
He's won one with 3 teams, right? So that means he has 27 other teams to go. He could play another 27 seasons, get with Tom Brady's trainer, get some TB12 in his life.
Get those feet under control. Have you
Every
seen
single
LeBron's
year.
feet?
Yeah.
They are a catastrophic mess.
Dude, Yao Ming can bet.
Yeah,
like that-
his feet just kept breaking.
exactly. I mean, when you're that big and
I'm just
athletic,
talking like the calluses and his like curled
Right.
up, gnarled like claw toes.
that's the only way to do it, though. I mean, when you've been playing like him for that long, I mean, lots of impact, lots of crazy shit. But no, okay. People are talking a lot of shit about LeBron James acting, which I can get behind a little bit. He was way better in Trainwreck.
Yeah,
Way better in Trainwreck.
Yeah,
Him trying to be
but
LeBron
he
James.
also had Judd Apatow directing. it.
Exactly. It's a much different situation. I got to
Which
give it. And that's
I
why
was
I
just
bring this up.
corrected. It's Apatow. I don't think so.
That's why I bring this up. It's because LeBron, let's not rip him apart for his acting here because Jordan wasn't that much better, right? That being said, I think he
I
could
would
do
say
it. You know, he gets the right director. He gets in a better piece. Like LeBron playing LeBron in the real world.
I would say cartoon LeBron was better than real world LeBron, especially during that first act. Like him coming out and like yelling at his kids to focus more. I'm just like, this isn't LeBron. This isn't LeBron as a dad, and I know this.
He is.
This is some writer room bullshit right now.
Mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's mean to his kid.
Yeah. No, you can tell he is not that way at home at all.
Yeah, and I feel like it was one of those things where LeBron was like, oh, okay, cool, so we're making me like the bad dad. And they're like, oh, yeah, for sure, because you're going to have this big full circle arc that's
redemption
in
arc.
every single movie like this. And he's like, oh, shit. So I'm like, really play up the bad dad part. Yeah.
Well, I would say that Jordan's the worst dad in those movies
Sure.
because he straight up ups the ante in the middle of the game to Danny DeVito that if they lose, then Michael Jordan would stay at Moron Mountain and become an attraction with the Looney Tunes, abandoning his family. He didn't even consider his fucking family at all. And this movie was all about
That's
family.
because Jordan is a high roller, dude. Okay, have you watched The Last Dance? This guy's
Are you saying that he would gamble his family?
Absolutely. I'm sure he has done it several thousand times. I bet he's been on the golf course and he's like, I'm going to make this shot. If I don't, you got my wife and my kids. And they're like, we don't want that. He's like, you can have them. And then he drops it, sinks it. He gets his wife and kids and probably $10,000
And then he
out
goes
of
to
the
get
other
the
guy.
ball and he gets sucked into the hole by Bugs Bunny.
And that's how Space Jam happened.
And Bill Murray and Larry Bird react.
No, Charles Barkley.
No, it was Bill Murray and Larry Bird on the golf course when he gets sucked into the hole.
Wasn't Charles Barkley with them though?
He might have been.
Okay.
But
I know Charles Barkley is in that movie.
Oh yeah,
a
he's
lot.
a big part of the movie.
Which, to Charles Barkley's credit, again, I just can't imagine these professional players don't like hate each other after they beat them in the champion. Like it's supposed to be, and I haven't seen any news on it. I haven't looked into it.
Well, Jack,
but supposedly,
especially too because it's such a fuck you in that movie that Michael Jordan has a bulldog that he named Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Like, I would see that movie in theaters if I was Charles Barkley, just like, hey man, fuck you. I did your stupid ass movie.
That
fuck
happened
you.
a year after Jordan beat him in the finals, right? Like, and beat him in 6, which I think is like as close, other than maybe the Sonics and the Jazz, as close as any teams come in the finals against him. I'm not 100% sure on that, so fact checkers don't get mad. Anyway, what was I saying though? Charles Barkley. Oh, this is just a quick point about the finals again. Devin Booker on the Suns and Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday from the Bucks supposedly, and they might have done this, again, I don't know, supposedly right after the finals, we're supposed to fly out to Tokyo, go play with Team USA. I'm like, how the fuck are they going to do that? Either the Suns are going to win and Middleton and Holiday are going to be like, fuck this, I'm not playing with Booker, not 2 days after he took my dream from me, and vice versa. So I wonder if Devin Booker went out to play with them and if the Olympics will even keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might get canceled any day
Seems
now.
like they're having a hard time
COVID's
with it.
back, baby.
Yeah, Delta.
Delta.
It's like the airlines. It just sucks.
Just sucks. What's
Actually,
Mulaney's
no.
thing?
I think. Delta.
Delta Airlines, we hate you, or something.
I can't remember, but he's just like, yeah. I don't want to put them on blast, but I was on an airline recently. It rhymes with Delta, and they just lost my luggage. I think that was his story. Was the Delta lost his luggage? It was just like, oh, oops.
You know who needs a Space
They
Jam?
were like, is that the one?
Fucking whoops.
Yeah, that's Delta.
You know who deserves a Space Jam? John Mulaney. Why did you take me to play basketball? I mean, I played a little bit in middle school, but
That was terrible.
I have a whole stand-up bit about it that I'm really bad.
Yeah. No. Then he's on the team with Spider Ham.
Yep, exactly. Him and Porky Pig get huge fights. Huge fights.
So yeah, but back like Michael
Again,
Jordan.
we knew we weren't going to have a lot to talk about with this movie.
I know,
Anyway.
but we have plenty to talk about. But the thing that just gets me about the first Space Jam was, all right. So there's so like talk about Ryan George saying so the movie can happen. Every single thing in that movie, you have to dispel any logic.
Yeah.
Not dispel reality. There's Looney Tunes. Of course, reality is out the door. But logic.
Right.
Where Bugs Bunny is getting, like, confronted by the little aliens that he could just kick ass with. Like, he could just beat their asses real quick because he's Bugs Bunny. He has bombs in his back pocket all the
true.
time.
Yeah, the Looney Tunes are violent creatures.
Oh, yeah. No, they are violent Disney characters. Like
watching-
they blow each other up. They smash
Oh,
each
yeah.
other. They cause each other violent harm.
Yeah.
Yosemite Sam is popping caps like crazy.
Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. I mean, it is dangerous what they do to each other. I mean, like, it's bad. It's real bad.
But they're tunes. They can survive
They
anything.
can survive anything.
But, no,
You know
so-
what would have been ballsy? Spoiler alert! If they had actually killed Bugs Bunny.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
I would have been like, because when I watched that and he was gone for long enough, I was like, what if they are though? And then
Yeah.
I was like, I'd respect the shit out of this movie if they did that.
Yeah.
They didn't do it.
No, they actually made it even make less sense.
Less sense, so much less.
Further, like, what the
Yeah.
fucking it?
Are we doing another one?
Is this a launch pad so you can do back in action too?
And how did he get out of the computer? Anyway,
Exactly.
yeah. Anyway,
You don't know. It doesn't have any reason behind it. You're just kind of like,
Tunes.
oh, what?
Yeah.
But no, so Bugs Bunny is getting confronted by the Monstars before they're, the Monstars, the little bug alien things. And he picks up this rule book, writes in it, give them a chance, like give them a shot, instead of saying, you can't abduct the Looney Tunes, and make that a rule, because they would have followed that.
Yeah.
That would have been like, boom, open, shut,
Yep.
case closed, problem solved. And then he's just like, well, we got to challenge them. They're short. Let's play basketball. Let's go get Michael Jordan. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
What
You
are we
could have challenged them to a fucking track and field. Track and field would probably be the more optimal thing for the Looney Tunes to compete in.
They could do
You
anything. They could create holes all of a
Roadrunner.
sudden.
Roadrunner
Oh, yeah.
alone would just woo. Meep, 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 meep. But yeah, dude. There's so much. And then there's that part where Bugs and Daffy have to go and break into Michael Jordan's house to get his shoes and shorts back, as if that was what makes Michael Jordan good. Really, it was just to promote Jordans.
Have you seen
It was just
Mike,
to promote
dude?
Jordans.
Have you seen Mike?
Hey, Lil Bow Wow
he was-
is an exception to the rule.
Okay, that's fair, but the only reason Jordan was good was the shoes.
shoes.
1,000%. Okay, if Michael Jordan had to play in Adidas for his whole career, who?
Ooh.
Mike J? Is that what we call him?
Michael Basketball
Third string shooting guard for the fucking the Rhode Island Islanders, I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing basketball in Lafayette like Winston. You will never play basketball again.
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay, but for all that, that movie is just mind-boggling how little sense it makes.
Right.
This one at least made sense.
Oh, yeah, that's storyline. Yeah.
The story, okay, I can't say made sense. It was cohesive enough that you can track, and there's stakes. You know, like, otherwise it's like Michael Jordan's just doing these fucking Looney Tunes a favor and then gambling his entire freedom away with it. Because he will willingly go into fucking slavery for Bugs Bunny.
Listen, this is why Space Jam 1 is the most brilliant film ever made, is it is a direct allegory for Michael Jordan's gambling problem. Okay? That's what that movie is symbolizing.
Well, he had to make it while he was on the White Sox, which was, you know, what they're saying is what he was. It was his penalty for gambling.
Think about it, man. He did that movie like right after his dad got murdered. Well, I mean, was it? Yeah, that was after the third one, because that's why he went to play baseball, was his dad got killed. He's like, oh, shit, I got to go do that.
Yeah, my dad loved baseball.
And the whole world was like, I just love how his dad gets murdered, and the world goes, it was his fault. He had gambling debts, for sure. He got his dad killed. Which,
instead of just being like, hey, man, this person's dad is dead.
It makes reasonable sense in a like exterior connect the dots. Does not mean you write articles about it for a year.
No.
Without any evidence. Any evidence.
I mean, it's just the fact that he just came off with fucking three-peat that they had to find something to tarnish his record. I do believe that's why he went and played baseball, that was like the hush-hush agreed-upon thing. Like, you can't play basketball for a season because you're fucking gambling.
Sure.
You can go play baseball, you can go make Space Jam, and then you can come back and then get another 3.
Possibly. I think about it. I definitely would have hated Michael Jordan back in the day, for sure. Like, unless I was from Chicago, I would have despised the Bulls. Yeah.
Well, it's like I can sympathize with everyone hating Tom Brady.
Yeah. Because, again, it's like the Patriots. Like, I have no reason to hate the Patriots, at least the
current
20 years, the 20-year Patriots that were, redefined football.
Dynasty.
Yeah, the dynasty. I had no reason to hate them other than they were just amazing. Like, they didn't go get some crazy super team. They just kept doing it every year. It was very annoying. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's
why people had to make up shit about deflated footballs and shit.
No, I mean, did they make it up? I don't know. But
I think they're just grasping at straws. Like, fucking LeGarrette Blount could have been running with a fucking beach ball and would have dunked on
one too many times. All of a sudden,
Indy sucked so bad.
Come on. You guys were recording the Cincinnati Bengals. Come on. You were trying to steal Zach Taylor's
really, yeah. The
immense
Cincinnati Bengals are a major threat to the New England Patriots. Whoa.
They were afraid. They knew Burrow was coming. They were like, we need to be ready because they're about to take our throne.
Not really. Like, that's what I'm, like, so confused about it with is, like, why would they have to do that? They don't need that. It's not going to be a good season. It's a rebuilding season. Why would they do that?
Let's go Bengals, dude.
Sure. You only say that because you have them on the bracket.
It's true. It's true. I still need to make that and put that on social media. But anyway, got to talk about Space Jam a little bit more, huh?
Yeah, let's get into the plot.
Yeah, let's do a quick synopsis.
So I liked how it opened. Like with just that non sequitur thing, because the first Space Jam, it's like little Michael Jordan telling like, I'm gonna go to University of North Carolina and play basketball, and that's it. And it's like, okay. I mean, this doesn't have anything to do with the movie. Everyone knows that's what he did when he was a kid. But like the first shot, it opens. So I'm like, hey, it's Saoirse Rockmore. She's on the Mindy Project, and I'm dying up here. And I'm like, hey, I love her. She's awesome, playing LeBron's mom. And then you had. What's her face from Walking Dead?
Oh, something Martha Green? Sophie Martha. I'll look it up.
Yeah,
I got it.
You got the IMDb. But she did a great job as his wife. But no, it's the next.
Yeah, she was great for sure.
So I've been on a YouTube hole with this channel, Cinemassacre, and on it has like their most popular series is the Angry Video Game Nerd, and he gets in this whole thing where he's reviewing really old like NES games that are all just shit. Mm-hmm. And one of them was
Sonequa Martin Green.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them was a series of games that they made called like Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle. And he's playing them, and they're such pointless fucking games. Like, you just watch him, he's getting more angry and angry and angry. It's really funny. And then in this, it has, LeBron at the game and his buddy hands him the Game Boy and he starts playing that exact game.
Yep.
And I laughed out loud because I'm like, I know that game and I know that game is shit. And that's why LeBron sucked in that game.
Yeah.
But then that coach came down super hard on him.
Hey, but also like redefined his life apparently. If we're to believe that one conversation made LeBron James, good thing that coach threw that thing away, dude.
Get rid of that Game Boy.
That's right. Get it out of here.
Get out of here.
And then they go through the sequence of all his highlights and his stuff.
Yeah, which I felt was too long.
It was really long.
It was so long.
Well,
I'm like,
and there would be like moments where it'd be like, oh, okay, so I think it's chronologic, obviously. And then there'd be like moments where he'd be playing for the Heat and then he'd be in the old Cavs again, and then like more Cavs, and then, oh, I'm going to Miami, and I was like, why'd they show the Miami thing? And it was just like, it was very confusing.
and I love how they kept the I'm taking my talents to South Beach. One of the most like vilified like press conferences of all time.
He
like
had everybody
one of his
until that
least
moment.
popular moments of all time.
Which again, good for him. Throw it out. That's the truth, like own it. You did it for sure. And you won 2 championships because of it, but it forever tarnished his reputation.
Yep, 100%.
And he kept it in the movie. Kind of have to, right?
Like, Cleveland, I'm coming back home.
Yep.
It's like, oh, that's pretty hollow.
Now I'm leaving again.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm going to L.A.
like Cheadle throws, he's like how he left Cleveland and Miami and Cleveland again. I was like, ha! I know LeBron probably laughed when he saw it too, but ha! You're unloyal, you motherfucker.
Right? And then it cuts to the future, and LeBron is just a shitty dad.
Terrible.
Picking on his son who wants to make video games.
What'd you think, again, like I felt to the point where Michael Jordan had 2-story, suburb house. LeBron made it a point to be like, I have more than anybody.
Yeah.
And I have a machine where I say ball, I get ball. Anytime I want, anywhere. Which, again, he has the money. Unbelievable for sure. But I just love, it's just like, it's one of those things. Either you lean into it, or how do you not address it? How do you not end up saying, why was he in a 2-story house in the suburbs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny, the like dichotomy of that. So much of it was like, we're doing Space Jam, but we're doing it different. Okay. And it was like, we know. We get it.
Yeah. And then cut to Donnie Chead's algorithm. Algorithm.
Wait, do you think that was because he was an algorithm in the computer?
Oh, I thought it was because it's a kind of fly name.
Yeah.
He's got rhythm.
I don't think that makes any sense. Stupid.
Rhythm.
I think that's better. Yeah.
But now I think you're right. Because he is an algorithm.
I'm definitely wrong.
How'd you
Get
feel,
it out of here.
How'd you feel about Steven Yeun and Sarah Silverman being the WB execs?
I wish they had bigger parts.
I do too. I thought they were going to come back at the end.
100%.
Because that's one thing that kind of made me laugh was like thousands of people get sucked into the server and then they get released and Warner Brothers faces no repercussions.
None.
Even though it was their algorithm that
machine
did it.
Kidnapped thousands and thousands of people, threatened to hold them all hostage. Nobody says, LeBron never gets upset with them about it. Yeah, it's never about Warner Bros. Doing this to them. They created the fucking thing.
It can't be because it's a commercial hyping up Warner Brothers. That's basically how it felt. That's how it felt to me was when, because LeBron and his kid get sucked into the computer and then he's like, yeah, you got to play me in a game that we're going to broadcast live so that everyone can see how great my shit is so I can get recognition. But also you're going to have to find a team of your own. And he sends them to Toon World where only Bugs Bunny is. And then it's like, well, Algae Rhythm lured all the other Looney Tunes out to these other movie planets. And it's like, why? Oh, so that you could go to visit all these other movies. And Warner Brothers can be like, hey guys, remember how good we are? We're good, right? Remember.
Algae Rhythm is behind the production of the DC Cinematic Universe. Is he really that great?
It's extended universe, but yeah. I mean, that was something that also kind of made me laugh. Was
DC, I'm sorry, real quick. They were like, oh yeah, this is our DCU, or whatever, DCCU. And then they're like, actually, it's the extended universe. Okay,
Yeah.
this isn't actually our big move. You know, this is just a test.
Yeah,
Stupids.
or at least they didn't want to have it be, or maybe even Disney copyrighted cinematic universe as a phrase.
That could
That's
be true.
plausible.
Yeah, that
That's
could actually
plausible.
definitely be true.
Because remember when they tried to do the Dark Universe?
Yeah.
It wasn't the Dark Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, that was a big
but-
swing and a miss.
Yeah,
Big
it was a misfire out the gate.
Why did they have King Kong and no Godzilla?
I don't know. Maybe Toho was like, keep that shit out of this.
They had
movie.
Mecha Godzilla in Ready Player One, but I guess Ready Player One is much more along the lines of
Yeah,
Toho
and
than
that's
Space Jam
that's
is.
also Universal.
Oh, it was really.
They got the rights to use everything in
because
that
Spielberg
fucking movie.
did the movie. That's why
Yeah.
he had Iron Giant. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. We're cool.
Yeah, but also they had all these fucking other things from other studios, including
Right.
like even Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
The
Fred
Shining,
Krueger.
The Shining, I'm pretty sure is a Warner Brothers movie.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they fucked around inside of Stanley Kubrick's movie.
Yeah,
But this
I
one
should
is just
rewatch
like
that.
it's
pretty
a
good.
solid watch, but it's not anywhere close to Spielberg's best work. It's one of those just like
He was having fun.
it was a fuck around family movie, and it wasn't like Jurassic Park level kind of family movie, but it was a fuck around good time. And he invented a new way to film stuff, so good for him.
Yeah.
And he got to play around in Stanley Kubrick's movie. That's how good of a director he is. He gets to take another man's movie and fuck around
That's
in
the
it.
ultimate goal.
Yeah. one of the most revered horror movies of all time. Spielberg's like, I'm gonna take some kids and put them in there and play a video game with zombies in it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
let's do it.
That was the movie that was ultimate. Fuck it, let's do it. And this one is just Warner Brothers saying, "Fuck it, let's do it," but with our properties.
They were
Remember
like-
we did the Matrix? It's like nobody does.
Yep.
You know, and that one and what was the other one from like the late '90s as a reference?
We're just like so many, I lose track.
I know, because that was really what most of the movie was them collecting the tunes. Like, I was just watching, I'm like, how is this 2 hours long?
Yeah,
You know? And well, then the game, I mean,
yeah. It's like they collect the tunes. Algae Rhythm. He gets sucked in the server. Algae Rhythm takes his son.
Yeah.
He gets knocked into Toon World. Meets Bugs. Bugs is like they're all gone.
yeah, meanwhile, Algae Rhythm is emotionally manipulating his son,
That's
just
right.
like ruthlessly,
Just
like being
blatant,
the
yeah.
most. Like, it kind of disgusted me how manipulative he was.
Dude, Algae Rhythm has to do what Algae Rhythm has to do.
Exactly.
Okay. I was rooting for him in the movie.
How did you feel about the Goon Squad? So it was Klay Thompson, right?
Klay Thompson was Wet Fire.
Okay.
Anthony Davis was. I don't know if it's just the Bird.
I don't know if that
wingman.
was Anthony Davis.
No, that was Anthony Davis
Was
as
it?
the Bird.
Okay,
yeah.
and
Or
then-
maybe it was just the Brow or something like that. And then two WNBA players who unfortunately don't know the names. One was a
And
snake
then
lady,
Damian
and one was
Lillard.
a spider. And then Dame Time, who was like a clock machine time stopper.
Okay, so that was probably my favorite thing from the pitch meeting episode for this was he was talking about the Dame Time thing, and he's like, yeah, so he has the ability to do the Quicksilver thing like in Marvel, but way more derivative and badly done. And then they're like, oh man, why doesn't he do that the whole game? It's like, well, because Granny's in the Matrix and uses her powers to stop him, and he just goes, okay, man.
And that's what they went with.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, Algae Rhythm's great. Can I just say who I really thought the MVP of the movie was?
Who?
I'll say a Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn.
I love Foghorn.
How'd you feel
Leghorn.
about Lil Rel and
Ernie Johnson?
Ernie Johnson?
Yeah, I love it. No, that was great. That was one of the best parts of the movie.
I never thought I'd ever say this in my life, but Foghorn Leghorn
Yeah.
has been ejected.
That was the best line of the whole movie. That and what in the Matrix hell?
What in the Matrix hell? And then, because Don Cheadle said something that was literally that same joke. They just replaced it with a different reference.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. I didn't hear
I
that
can't
one.
remember what it was.
Yeah. Oh,
I
still.
can't remember. But yeah, so then, the moral of the story is that LeBron had to let go of his fundamentals and learn how to be loony.
Yep.
And
Have
have fun and play the game like that, and he wins. But here's my thing.
What'd you think of Porky Pig's rap?
He rapped battled against nobody.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Don Cheadle made one
wouldn't
little
rhyme.
rhyme, and then Porky Pig just goes up there and just for like 3 minutes straight just goes like off.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what is
And then you've got
this? Dude,
LeBron doing the most like awkward background hype man. I just like that was the most cringy part of LeBron's performance. to me,
Yeah.
was him being the hype man for Porky Pig.
that was bad. That was
just-
real bad.
LeBron,
this
you
movie-
said yes.
This
to
movie is just a fever dream of a movie by itself. Like I told you, I started watching it and then fell asleep. And then right before I fell asleep was when Rick and Morty showed up to give back Tasmanian Devil.
that.
And I woke up the next day. I'm like, did I dream that? And it's like, no, Warner Brothers is like, look, we got Rick and Morty, people.
Yep.
That's the best show on TV, right? Love Warner Brothers. Love WB. Love us. Love us.
And I like how
we got
people-
Harry Potter. We got Mad Max. We got Game of Thrones. We're going to throw Game of Thrones at you a few times. We got Kong. We got
Iron Giant. Yep.
And in the background, too, they had a dude dressed up like Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze, Danny DeVito's Penguin.
Pennywise, the Night King.
Yeah.
All the bad guys got front row seats.
Yeah, and then I saw one of the Silver Mask dudes from 300.
Yep. Real dorky Batman and Robin from the 60s.
Yep. And then I think there was also like Michael Keaton Batman in there too. Like they have all the different variations of these characters from those specific movies.
Well, and I love how
and properties.
It was basically like, oh, we need some butts in these seats. Let's get every Warner Bros. Character together.
Yeah, the mystery machines
and they
flying
all,
in, you know.
They all come in, and then he's like, this isn't enough. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's basically Warner Bros. Going like, we don't have enough stuff.
Whoops.
But yeah, no, yeah, but there's one other thing about that I can't remember, but you know, I do love the Looney Tunes. This made me remember how much I love Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah,
as
no,
a
this made
kid.
me wish it was more of a Looney Tunes movie because, like you said,
Yeah.
the first Space Jam movie was a Looney Tunes story with Michael Jordan injected. This was a LeBron James story with the Looney Tunes injected.
Exactly. That's that.
And
is
I
a
feel like
great
that's
way to put
the
it.
far less interesting way to go about it.
Exactly. And then to compensate, you throw in all the Warner Bros. Stuff, which just gets them confused because all you need is algorithm.
I felt like this was Warner Brothers' stand to just be like, "Hey guys, you think Disney has everything? Look what we got.
We got all the B stuff, okay?
We got Cartoon Network.
We got more B's than they got A's, okay?
we're still here, man."
Yeah.
Which
again,
really, they're the biggest studio besides Disney. They're
Well-
the only titans that are really standing up.
But that's the thing is like Disney started it by buying Fox and buying all these different things. And then like HBO and Warner Bros. Just like scooped up all these different things right after that. We're like, oh, which I'm fine with. It makes finding things easier. It really
yeah.
does. And it makes more things
Having it
available.
all on HBO Max is so nice.
Like, we talk a lot of shit about Warner Bros. Because they make a lot of mistakes, but they still put out good stuff. You know
Well,
what I mean?
feel like I think the thing that frustrates us the most about them, and they barely call themselves out on it, is how old Hollywood business mind driven they are as a fucking corporation. Because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like at least Disney, you know, for as fucking greedy, soulless corporation shit that they do, at least they really make sure their products are good.
yeah.
That's the thing. If you got a good product, then you kind of earn the money.
Then you'll-
you
yeah.
earn the money
You'll
off
get
of that.
more of it. Yeah.
You know, so rather than just trying to do cash grabs like Space Jam 2, you know, which let's see how much the box office gross is for it.
I mean, it's the #1 movie in America this past weekend. So
Well, that's not saying a lot because
there's no movies.
there's no movies. Space.
I will say,
Jam.
I think Ryan Coogler kept this thing
Oh,
from
yeah.
being an utter disaster.
I think that's exactly right.
Yeah, and I
because
think-
when I saw he produced it, I'm like, okay, this might keep it from being a full-on messy shit of a movie.
Yeah.
Diarrhea everywhere.
And I think so because it took them like 10 years to make this thing or like to get it. It was announced like 10 years ago and then they finally got it done. And I bet that's what it was. Just for like years and years and years, they were like, we don't know how to do this. Like, LeBron, we know you want to do Space Jam, but like, what can we do without just remaking Space Jam? And eventually Ryan Coogler was like, okay, let me at least help you guys out here.
Yeah. Okay, so
I got some time between Black Panthers.
it's been out for a week, okay?
Got
Budget, what do you think it was? Especially because Daffy Duck says, I look expensive.
Jeez. I mean, I'm so bad with these. 500 million?
No way.
Okay, I don't know.
150 million.
Okay.
Yeah, like the two Avengers movies combined were 500 million.
Okay, that's what I'm always thinking. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
No, and then the box office a week later, only 53 million. That's bad.
Okay, so this is a question that I've had is how's Black Widow doing in comparison? How have all these movies that have come out simultaneously with streaming and with theater, how have they done?
well, Black Widow made like a shitload off of that Premiere Access, like 60 million of its 200 million.
How much of the streaming money do you think goes to the movie budget?
Well, that's what I want to know.
Right.
That's what I want to know because, people like you and me, we're just like, we're not going to fucking pay money for this. We have HBO Max.
Right.
How much does that translate, as far as like subscriptions over? That's what I want to know about Netflix metrics. Because, if it's like Hulu or something like that where there's commercials involved, then it's like, well, per commercial and per interaction with those products and all that shit, you earn more money the more people watch it because more people see those commercials. It's like the podcast, the more people who listen and then those commercials play at the end, then that's more money for us. But it stayed pretty consistent for us where it's like, $10 a whack whenever we get money.
But in comparison, like how much does, say, The Witcher get on Netflix versus like some random new...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's literally like a metric that I can't understand. Like, I can't even understand how streaming music makes money for people because that's all anybody does now. Nobody's buying albums anymore.
No, why
so I
would
have
you?
no clue how this fucking works.
Seems to be working. Yeah, I'm gonna look up those Black Widow numbers real quick. But
Yeah.
what do you think of Space Jam, Sammy B? Give me your final thoughts.
I really liked this one. It was a good time, but there was so much cringe shit in it. And then if you go back and watch Space Jam 1, you'll realize this movie wasn't very good either. But the thing that it had going for it is, like I said, it captured a moment in time and captured the hearts and souls. Hey, Winston, no.
He's a climber. Free solo, dude. Free solo. It has made worldwide $265,904,148. It made $80,366,312 in the U.S.
Okay. And then, like, it was something that I read that it was like 60 million of it was through the Premiere Access.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. So, yeah, it did
But
fine.
that's the thing.
streaming-wise.
Disney Plus, it's $5.99 a month for it, right?
And then you
unless
pay
you get the
for
bundle.
the access.
Yeah,
for the
and then
movie.
that's $30.
Uh-huh.
So and
That's
they,
much more direct.
yeah,
okay.
and rather than Warner Brothers, who's being just like giving them out on HBO Max, but HBO Max is also $14.99 a month.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. It's
And
just
coming out more frequently.
and I think it's just really more a matter of who keeps paying for the subscriptions, who stays on, and then who they can get with the new premiere. Because they'll take all the newcomers. Because that's the thing. That's the thing that I thought that Snyder Cut was going to do was turn it around because that was the biggest attraction that they had on HBO Max as far as original shit. And it did bring them a lot of money, and they're still like, fuck you guys, you're not getting part 2. All right.
I liked how many posters there were for Aquaman.
I know.
Which, like, I'm like,
Well, just
okay.
posters on posters in general for everything.
I was like, this tells me when they really shot this thing, but oh my God. Warner Bros. Just loves jerking itself off in front of us. They love it.
yeah, and I mean,
I don't think there's a single studio that I've seen put its own logo in its own movies. Not just this. Okay. A lot of Warner Bros.
It
movies.
was actually kind of really weird feeling that over like that helicopter shot of WB Studios at the beginning. I was like, this is weird because this movie was made by them.
Yeah.
But they're in their own movie.
Yeah.
What? And they do that over and over and over and over again with every reference they could possibly make.
It's meta in a way that we never asked for.
How'd you feel about LeBron being a Hufflepuff?
I'll totally agree. So, and I'm with him.
You're a Hufflepuff?
10,000%.
Get the fuck out of here.
What do you think I am?
Everyone
bro?
says they're a Hufflepuff. Nobody takes a chance on themselves. It's either a Hufflepuff or a Slytherin. I meet very few Ravenclaws and even fewer Gryffindors. I'm Gryffindor through and through, buddy.
Sure. Yeah. You're a hero. You're a good guy.
It's not even that.
Listen, dude, I'm a badger.
It's not the House of Heroes, and Slytherin's not the House of Villains.
I like to party. I like to kick
I want you to get on Pottermore
right.
right now and take the quiz, and you can be goddamn honest.
How long does it take?
It's not very long,
I'll
but no,
do
not
it.
on the podcast.
No, I'll do it on the podcast.
You'll do it on the
bro.
podcast. I mean, we're wrapping it up.
Just like
There's not much more to say
in
about it.
silence.
Yeah, or you do the Pottermore thing, and then I'm just like, yep.
Suck at that. Oh, before we get out of here, let's
Okay.
talk about honestly maybe the most disappointing cameo. And this is nothing against this actor. I love this actor. Okay, nothing against him, but the way they set it up, this just pissed me off.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, guess who
Michael
I found?
Jordan. Sylvester's like, I got Michael Jordan, everybody.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And I'm like, are they doing this?
I was like,
are
if
they doing
do it,
this?
If they do this, if they got MJ to come back,
That'd be
and
crazy.
that would be pretty cool. That would be like, okay, they're capable of anything. No, they bring in Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah.
who I love and is actually a pretty
Who
good basketball player
Crystalia
from my first.
calls Michael Basketball Jordan.
Michael Basketball Jordan. He comes in and basically is like, yeah,
He gives them a rousing speech,
Yeah.
really.
holding his popcorn and spilling it all over the place. I just
That was just like such a let the air out. I was like, are they doing this? Are they really fucking doing
and
this?
this
And then it was him,
whole-
and you're just like, I mean, okay, that's a very good joke, I
this
guess.
whole Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan dynamic is great, but if you're gonna do that, like put him in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, Ryan Coogler had probably like very little to do with the actual,
No, for sure.
like everything going on.
I'm certain though Ryan Coogler allowed that joke to happen.
Oh yeah. He'd just be like, Mike, I know I told you I was doing Space Jam 2, right? yeah. So
and you know how your name is
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Can just like
It'll be less
3
than a
hours.
day, and you
Just
get to hang
3
out
hours.
with LeBron for a couple hours.
Yeah, just 3 hours. You get to hang out with LeBron, craft service, everything. Just, can you do me this solid?
We'll bring Killmonger back in Black Panther 2. We'll do it for you if you do this for me.
I've been seeing rumors about that, and I'm like, how? He's so dead.
He got
He's
stabbed
so
big
dead.
time. If you bring
He's
him back,
Steve Irwin himself.
exactly. He
Like,
chose.
They offered to bring him,
Yeah.
like resuscitate him. And Steve Irwin himself.
It was like Ryan Coogler's like, I know how good this character is, and I'm gonna take him from you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, it's fine.
Whatevsy McGevsy.
Again, I think Black Panther is like maybe one of the it might be the most perfect Marvel movie through and through, just as far as like encapsulation of a character in the mythology.
No, I
and
was on the right one.
yada yada. I mean, I could go on a whole tear about
The
it,
Black Panther.
but I'm not going to do it right now because it's about Space Jam 2. Anyway,
What would you rate it?
6.5. Yeah, I won't watch it again unless
I would say
have to.
6.5 for the first one, 6 for this one.
Okay.
But I did enjoy this one as far as mechanics and storytelling, like the stakes with his family there, which I did not care for the fact that his son did not seem to give a flying fuck that if he won, his family and everybody would be trapped in there forever.
Which that was my other thing with Algae Rhythm. This might be the one flaw of Algae Rhythm is that his goal was like to show the world how great he was.
And then hold people hostage.
Hold them hostage and like no clarification on like why he was great. What
Yeah.
he could do
Yeah.
to like other than he existed.
Or what's next.
What's next? What I mean, like he said he could they could animate LeBron and put him in other movies, which
I agree with LeBron. That's a terrible idea.
it's a horrible idea. That would be so bad. And so it could be LeBron versus Batman. Who wants to watch that? Who would ever want to watch that?
Oh, that was the other funny thing was when they went to the DC land and the Justice League just sort of like stares at him and scolds, and LeBron's like, "Do any of you guys play basketball?" I'm sure if he just sat there and explained it to them, they probably would have been like, "Oh yeah, we'll help you because your son and the real
bad
world is
guy
at
and-
stake.
yeah.
We're the Justice League. Hell yeah."
No.
No.
Also, what'd you think of Lola Bunny with the Amazons?
I liked it, honestly. I liked it because it's Zendaya.
Yeah, I did too.
Zendaya did her voice, so I was just like, I like Lila Bunny. But, dude, they made her less sexy.
They did.
Like, you go watch Space Jam 1, Lila Bunny is a dime.
She got bibs.
Now she, like, got reduction, and she's all, like, empowered. Like, what kind of message are you trying to send, Warner Brothers? And they also got rid of Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, I know. They got
fucking rapist skunk.
yeah, get rid of him.
Yeah, we don't need him.
Fucking stinks.
I mean, he wasn't a popular character.
No, it's like Martian Manhunter. Or not Martian Manhunter.
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian. They basically were like, we're going to use him as a joke a couple times.
I mean, that's kind of what he is.
That is all he is. I liked how the big furry guy almost had more of a part than
He
him.
did.
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is.
I don't know.
I've seen him around.
Yeah.
Don't know who he is.
I'll say Foghorn Leghorn needs his own movie.
That's what it was. It was Elmer Fudd and Austin Powers. That was the other 90s thing. And I'm just like, this is not going to connect with kids today. This is not going to connect. That and The Matrix.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw Mad Max, I was like, okay.
I liked that part, though.
This is...
And then freaking Wile E. Coyote spraying the shit in his mouth and holding up a sign that said,
Oh, yeah.
witness! And then, witness! That was pretty
And
great.
then LeBron dressed up as Mad Max. That was pretty good.
That was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, 6.5. Again,
I enjoyed
glad
it.
I watched.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, it wasn't a waste of time.
Yep.
It was just a silly fun time, and I really hope there isn't a Space Jam 3.
Yeah, I can't imagine that would be.
I want them to go ahead and make like a feature-length Looney Tunes movie where it's just the Looney Tunes being the Looney Tunes.
And
They don't have to be coming into the real world. The real world
And-
doesn't have to be going into their shit.
no, the real world needs to go in the form of Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic, and they don't mention basketball.
Bugs, you need to stop
Just
it.
you need to stop it, Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny.
And again, no basketballs, not a mention of it.
Yeah, not a basketball in sight.
Why are there 2 7-foot tall guys here? Doesn't matter. Okay,
matter.
they're here to help us.
You know what? Fuck it. Get Killer Mike and LP in there too.
I've watched this shit. Yeah,
Run the tunes.
Run
tunes,
the tunes.
tunes.
I'm down. That's Space Jam 3.
There we go. Run the tunes.
Yeah.
Let's get on it, guys.
RTL.
RTT.
Oh my God. RTLT.
Yeah, run the Looney Tunes.
Run the Looney Tunes.
RTLT.
Run the dance.
Well, they could make some pretty great slapper Looney Tunes
They
rap
have
music.
a Howard the Duck and Rocket Raccoon logo already for them. Why not bleed it into Looney Tunes? You're already there. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Killer Mike and LP, we just found you guys next job.
Next calling.
Yeah. After RTJ5, take a little break.
RTT.
Yep.
RTLT.
RTLT.
All right. I think that does it for me. I mean,
What? I have like 3 more hours of stuff.
we also have guests on
true.
the way. So, yeah. So, like, rate, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed Space Jam too. If you don't think about it too much, it's a good time. It's
a good time.
And Don Cheadle, I mean, this man chews the scenery. He's
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
that energy the whole movie.
Yeah.
That's Big Don energy.
Donnie Cheats, dude.
Big Don energy. BDE.
This movie is a War Machine story.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
And then that's like, it cuts to the MCU, and it's like, hey, it's Algae Rhythm.
Algae Rhythm versus the War
Oh,
Machine.
I want to know, what'd you think about when CGI giant Don Cheadle showed up at the end?
Like I said, dude, he should play in the NBA. 1,000%. Not a chance.
He's in his 50s.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
That's what he did the whole movie.
Pretty much. That was his entire energy, was welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Brrr.
Yeah. There we go.
Welcome to the dance
Missed
floor,
it again.
boys.
You got to wait for the...
Just a little too long, I think. I don't think it'll ever work.
No. You just got to wait for that... Bam. I always hit it when we're recording.
It's true.
But anyways, like, rate, subscribe. Go check out DMT. Don't miss this podcast. Go watch the video on DMT Studios on the YouTubes. I'm Sammy B _DMT. He's Silverback Sasquatch 1162. Sammy B. Jackie D. Take it sleazy, Mayor McCheesy. Love you guys.
Welcome to the dance floor, boys.
Graceful.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.